Alrighty, everyone. Welcome back. Hopefully, this is going to be a short video. Um, as you all know, if you watch my first two videos on chess, I think two. I don't think I have three. I think I got two, maybe three. I don't know. Um, anyway, uh, as you go, for those of you, well, first of all, for those of you that you can look at my profile to find out what got me started all into chess.com and my outlandish statement that I made, not knowing, well, I knew chess, but I didn't know competitive chess. I thought getting a GM, a grandmaster, was mean you just had to beat the top people. I didn't know there was no time thing on it, or you had to travel the world to, sanction tournaments, to get your rating points. There were specific tournaments to where you could only get rating points in, and there's not that many a year. So attaining GM within 6 months starting from beginner is impossible, because there, and again, nothing to do with your ability. There's just not enough sanctioned tournaments within 6 months to get your rating. you know I thought you could just pull a Tyler one thing, where you just play chess, constantly every day for 6 months or what, and whatever, and you beat enough people, and you get 2,300 or whatever it is. But anyway, I've learned better. I've read some books, you know, as you can tell from my puzzles if you look and everything. But none of that. Enough of that. I'm a beginner. I got a beginner chess channel. Now, like my name says, polymath. I'm a polymath. I learn things very rapidly. I learn things quick. I'm a speed reader. I'm 62 years old, so I learned how to speed read when I was 19, I think. You know, this is way before most of you were born, back in the 70s and 80s. So yeah, so I've been speed reading for a while. So I get a chess book that's 300 pages or 600 pages, whatever it is. Um, yeah, I'm done with it in no time. I'm done with it pretty quick, and I got comprehension on top of it. But anyway, with that, I'm using that skill and everything to teach beginners because I'm a beginner. Well, I guess maybe you could say uh, intermediate beginner. I don't know, but anyway, I do a lot of reading and everything, and I understand a lot of things. And this is a thing that I keep seeing, not only here at chess.com, but I see it on other sites on the internet and everything. Um, but that's the MCO, the modern chess openings. They say it's a Bible of chess openings. But for those of you that have seen it, that have opened the book and everything, they have charts in there, like this guy here posted right here. Um, and it's these things, and you'll see. I play around with Chat GPT, because if you're a beginner, what are you going to do? You're going to like, what? I'm stuck. I can't figure this out. I'll ask Chat GPT. Well, that might not go so well either, because Chat GPT's right only about 50 to 60% of the time. So there's about a 40% chance that it's going to be wrong, and it doesn't correct itself very well. I mean, you can see. Don't pay attention to my tabs up here. Like I said, I do a lot of things. I got multiple. Here's my other thing. What is this? Chess opening flow chart. Oh, okay. This is an openings flow chart. Anyway, um, here. This is what was I doing? Oh, okay, yeah. See, Chat GPT doesn't even understand. This was I think the Rui Lopez opening. That's because columns 25 to 30, but it kept getting it wrong. Yeah, the Rui Lopez, yeah, variation. But anyway, it kept getting it wrong. The PGN file, it kept getting it wrong, and it couldn't get the tables correct. And I told it, okay, never mind. I'll figure it out because your PNGs don't even work in chess.com. So it's obvious you have no clue on what you're doing. And so after saying that, it says I apologize, and it starts to remake it out again. And I'm like, just stop, just quit while you're ahead. You're getting it wrong every single time. Stop repeating, like that. And it starts it again to do the same thing. Then I tell you, no, you're like a liberal. You do not listen. Just stop, quit, no more. Do I have to say it in another language, maybe? Then finally you get the point. It stopped. But yeah, it was absolutely no help either. And so I had to do it the rough way. I had to figure it out on my own. And I figured it out. And now for people that follow me, I haven't got my Patreon yet up, but you know, I'm gonna have these files on my Patreon once it's up. I do have a chat. I mean, I do have a Discord server for my channel for 62 Polymath. Yeah, and the hyphens in there too. 62 hyphen Polymath. You could probably search on it. Um, I can't put a link in my YouTube channel yet because I don't know. I don't have enough watch hours or something. I don't know what it was, but anyway, the point of this story is only for you beginners. Um, and this is all this video is going to be for. Hopefully, it's not going to turn into an hour-long video like my normal ones, but I put these in a PGN file and with comments and labeling and everything. And you can see that over here. Right here is the PGI. This is my doing. I went through all the charts, all the columns, all the variations, and I label them for you. King's Gambit accepted, MCO column 1, MCO column 4, which is a Philidor, column 5, which is a Heinstein, column 2, which is a Paulson defense, column 3. You get the point. All the way down. Now, let me explain for those that are really totally new on these PNG files. All you got to do is paste them in here. When you go to the analysis page, come on. When you go to the analysis page, you just click in here and paste the PGP, and this is how it'll come in. And when you want to try these other ones and everything, first you got to play the whole thing through with a default set. In this case, it would be column 1, which is this table was on the King's Gambit, by the way, on page 23 in the book. I think it's 23. Let me check. No, it's page 6 in the book. But anyway, it's 23 if you have the PDF. But let me show you how you do this. And you just click play and let it play through. And like I said, this is column 1, the King's Gambit accepted. It's running slow because my recording software. Wonderful. As if my videos aren't long enough as it is. But we're almost there. And there we are. 11 moves for black and white. But anyway, this is where we're at. And on my Patreon, we'll do a deep dive into all of this. I'll help explain the book also for those of you that are reading in the book. I know it's hard to read when you're reading words and the chess notation, the algebraic notation, when they're all mixed together. It's hard to keep track, and everything. But like I said, I've went through the book a couple times now, and I'm going through it a third time to get to make these PGN files. So I've got a pretty well grasp of all the openings, and like I said, guys, I haven't played anyone really yet. I played a little bit, but that was back when I first got, last year when I first signed up to chess.com. I got into the puzzles and doing it, and I played a few people, won some, lost some, yada yada, the same stuff. But anyway, what you do after you play this through, now see the board is all set out the way it should be. It has this in memory, and so it knows where you're at. So now it can play all the variations, because it already has. So right here on the Philidor, the column 4 method, all I got to do is just click on right there the C4, the bishop C4. It's where the Philidor starts if you're looking at the chart. But all I gotta do is just click on that, and this will reset to that. And then you just click play again, or step through it, one step at a time, if you want to do that and study along with the book. But and it'll play through. It'll go through until the end. And this is the Philidor, you know, and I got the King's Gambit traditional line. You know, it starts right here in the Museo. That's the column 6, which is the last column. Here's column 5, like I said, and the Greco Gambit. This was only one. This is not in the book right here, but this is the King's Gambit accepted. Gway Gambit. If you want to click on that, this is where it starts. Um, so yeah, if you hit the back button, this is why it's here by itself. Because if you hit the back, see up here, you get the Quade's Gambit. You hit the back button, and it's King's Gambit, or King's Knight Gambit before this move. And then once you make that move, right there, then it switches. Well, it should. Yeah, it's holding up my the recording software is messing with my thing. But anyway, you get the point. I just want to let you know that I've added that in there because it's so close. It's correlation, right there. And there's another file that you're going to get. I got a lot of these files, and like I said, in my Patreon, I'll break them down. But let me go over here. Oh, it's not going to pick it up, and I can't change it. Oh well. I got my OBS on the wrong setting. It's only on the Chrome setting instead of all the applications. But anyway, I'll do another video about that. But I've also got all these openings and everything in another file. But and I have them I have all the file that you'll get is a long PGN file that has all of these in it, every chart in it, in the file. And you can't, obviously you can't import the whole file because it's got umpteen million games listed in it. But you can highlight each game and put it in. I got it labeled by the chart and the page number that it's on and everything. But the reason I have it there also is because you can search in Sublime Text and you can use regular expressions. So I can search for a series of moves. If I see it, like 4 or 5 moves in some other book, let's say whatever, I can search for those. And this opening book, which is like 760 pages, but I can search for that in this book and using a regular expression, and I can find if there's a reference to it in this whole book. And it only takes me like 5 seconds to open up my search window, put the regular expression in to find those 4, 5, 6, 8 moves that I'm looking for, and see if that's been recorded in modern chess openings. And if not, I've got other books. I'm going to be doing other books that I have, other chess books. For any chess book that is difficult for beginners to understand, I will have PGN files and comments and everything like this one right here, and all the others for you. Here, actually, let me show you another. Let me hang on. Let me go to my file. Let me bring up. Let me import it. And see, this is how you do it. I'm just copying it out of my other file. Hit the plus sign down here. Start another one. Paste it in. Then you hit add game. And this is the Rui Lopez chart on page 53, I think it is, in the book. But again, you import it like this. You don't do nothing. You just import it, hit play, and let the game play through the whole first column, which I think is column 25. This is column 25 to columns 30. But like I said, let the whole thing, because it needs to get down. You need to get this in memory before you start doing all the variations or all the different other lines. And then you can skip it once you get like now it's done. Once it's done, and you can skip around now. Like right here, the MCO column 28. We can click on the black right here. It starts out with black's move. We can click on that and then go back down here and hit play again, and it'll go through that column. Then down here, this is an interesting column. Right here, this is surely an interesting for white. We'll check that out next. Let me show you. Okay, yeah, let's go down here to this one. Let's play this one through and see where this thing's at. Now, understand, guys, we're talking beginners here. Obviously, for you intermediates and advanced and GMs and all that stuff, this is, basic stuff. But us beginners, we're learning. But now here we are. See, we're ending this. This is the end of column 27. And we're posed with this situation. It's white's move. You're in check. Queen's moved over here to put you in check. And you got to look at all the ramifications. You got G5 right here to put your knight in, but you got your pawn here to back it up. The horse, well, it's on its own path doing things. Your bishop's still open on the diagonal here, but like I said, I'm just throwing stuff out there right now. We can break this down much further. Like I said, in my Discord or on Patreon, whichever. Um, but yeah, this is the MCO book. I'm not finished with it yet. There's like I said, it's 767 pages. So there's a lot of openings and a lot of charts for me to go through, and I go through them pretty quick. Because I just read them and do the moves, and everything, and fix mistakes when I find them. This it's a little time consuming, and that's why it's on Patreon, because it takes a lot of time to go through a 700 plus page book transcribing these charts with comments and me figuring it out, to write in my comments, like right here. This is surely interesting. After it stopped right here, I didn't know that, but it stopped right here, and I paused to play it. You know, I played through a few scenarios of my own to figure out, you know, what's going, how do we continue this? We're like mid game now. Sorry, guys. OBS crashed there. Apparently, I'm running low on memory. I got Fortnite running on another monitor also, so I'm losing memory. So I gotta fix that problem. But I'll continue. Like I said, I'll continue this video in a part two, or just move on. Because I want to finish these charts. So we'll see you guys in the next video.